Three, two, one, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I am here with a deck review, a tarot deck review. This is the Ghetto Tarot, and it was a gift to me. It is not something that I would have purchased on my own, but it is a deck that I really, really, really enjoy. My name is Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for joining live on the replay, clicking like, share, subscribe, or all that, whatever you're supposed to do with YouTube. And check out doyamedia.com. There'll be more content over there and other stuff going on. That's Descendants of Enslaved Africans in America Media.com. But anyway, this deck that I am reviewing today, again, is not something that I purchased for myself, and it's not something that I probably would have purchased for myself. I think that even if I had seen sometimes if I see a deck if I see someone work with a deck, I'm like, what deck is that? I want it. I need to have it. But I don't think that I would have purchased this one because it has images of actual people on it. And generally, with my artwork, I guess in particular art that I have around my home, I don't really care to have pictures of people that I don't know, um, you know, looking at me off my walls because I kind of feel like I don't know who they are. I don't know what kind of energy they have. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know. It's like I can do family photographs or photographs of folks I know. But when it comes to artwork that's other people, I don't know. It's just like weird to me. So I would have never thought that I would enjoy a deck that has like images of live people in it. The other thing that is problematic, at least intellectually for me in terms of this deck, is that even though the images are all Black folks, they're Haitian folks, as I understand it. This was shot in Haiti. The actual photographer, in my sense, is the manager of the project, I believe, is a white woman. So that kind of like makes me a little weird. I'm one of the few people that I know of all of the tarot decks that I've had. I've never had a tarot deck that did not have Black or brown people in it. I never, like now I have the melanated tarot, but I never had a classic Rider Waite tarot deck. I was always looking for tarot decks. That I think my first deck was the African tarot. I just always look for decks that have Black folks in them, really, and I settle for decks that have like Black and brown folks in them. Um, so in visually, there are some decks, especially now, I'm like, filtering through my collection, and streamlining it back down. And that's why I'm like, I guess I'm spending time with a lot of my decks to be like, do I feel it? Do I want it? Do I love it? I know I'm going to get to the deck in a minute, but the fact that it's not like a complete Black project through and through, I'm kind of like, it kind of make me feel away intellectually. Working with the cards though, and when I see the cards, I love this deck. So they come in a box, and a lot of my decks actually come in these kind of boxes now. Stock. So it comes in on top. The symbol that's on all of the sides is the same symbol that is on the back of the deck. And then it's got, kind of a little bit of information, their website and everything on the back. And then on the front, it has I think she's the Queen of Brooms. And they use brooms in this deck. Brooms are wands. So that's that. Unlike a lot of my decks that come in boxes, this one has casing with it. So it's like the deck is in there, and then it's got some cardboard that kind of holds it in place, which is kind of unusual. I have a lot of decks now that are, kind of in boxes, but this is the only one that is like actually small enough, significantly smaller than the box. And it also has a little white book or a book that comes with it. And they have information about spreads. They probably talk about their project at the beginning. Um, And this is one of the books where for each card there is an image. It is a black and white image, but an image nonetheless. So it's a nice little book. It does reversals. They call it light and shadow, but this book does reversals. And I'm one of those people who actually uses the book that comes with the deck. And I don't use, do you use the book that comes with your deck? I don't use the book. Like I like just use that book when I'm studying that, when I'm working with that particular deck, when I'm studying, but whatever I study becomes part of my generalized knowledge of a particular card. So it's not that I think that what the book says is unique to the card for me, but it does add to my understanding of different cards. I don't know if that makes sense. And the other thing I've noticed is that deck together, and for whatever I have noticed that I am a person who keeps not only do I keep my decks, my cards in the actual packaging that they came in, and that has been a problem for me, but I also if they come with a little slidey thing, and this one is paper, it's like wax paper, but some of mine are plastic or more substantial, but this one it's just holding up, and I don't know, I like to have it the way that it came. Thank you for the thumbs up. So this is the back of the deck. And as I said, it kind of corresponds with the artwork, you know. It's beautiful. It's actually it's a beautiful deck. So this is the back of the deck. There's no gold gilding or anything. And this deck is larger than normal size. This deck is almost as big as my head, but this is like larger than normal size. I like I don't have any, I work with decks of all sizes. I don't find that I'm more comfortable. I used to think I was more comfortable with a smaller deck, but I work with this deck just as easily as any other deck. I just kind of adjust to what it is. To me, it's sort of like people. Each person has their own personality, and I just kind of like adjust to the personality and style and vibe of the person. It's the same thing with my decks. And also, do you let your clients select their deck? Because I do, and it's kind of a little bit hard because they can't see the whole deck, but I just figure if they vibe with something, then that's the deck that we're going to go with. So I'm just going to do just show you the cards. So this is the Fool. A lot, even though it's photography, and then she uses some props and local things, what is interesting about it is that most of the imagery is very true to what we consider to be the traditional Rider Waite tarot type imagery. Now, with this particular imagery, I always love a Fool. The Fool is one of the cards that I love to see ambiguity in. I like to feel like, is he jumping off the edge? Is he falling off the edge? Is the dog pushing him off the edge? Does he know he's about to fall off the edge? Is he about to jump off the edge? Like, I just trust the universe. This one doesn't have enough ambiguity for me, but visually it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful shot. And I have really these days been thinking about and enjoying my cards as like an art show from an artist. So like if you went to an art show, you're probably not going to have like 80 pieces of work from an artist, maybe 40, or give or take, but it's like 78 pieces of work from an artist. And I don't know why, but I just really, some of my decks, I really enjoy them artistically, like the placement and the colors and the concepts. And this is one of those decks that I just think is really quite beautiful and interesting. And then this is the Magician, again, pretty traditional imagery. The High Priestess, very traditional imagery. The Empress, I guess it's traditional. She's like in a lush background. I like this king, this the Emperor, how he has his crown. Oh, this is my mic here, and it's creating a little shadow. Let me see if I can adjust that. I'm not really the most technical person. So how he has a paper crown. I really like in his fake beard. Like, I just think that the imagery is really very interesting. the Hierophant. And he looked like the dude, that dude who he'd be like, yeah, so the metaphysical, allegorical metaphysics of the allegory are, I don't know why he looked like that dude to me. And I like it. And then the Lovers. The Chariot. I don't love this Chariot. I don't know. I like my chariots to sort of feel like they gonna move, which is not really that common, but it's still traditional imagery. Strength. I like how she's working with a cast lion as opposed, so I think that the artists and the team that put it together did a really good job of using, it's sort of like a found art type exhibit, which is just really interesting. The use of colors, the saturation of the colors. That's the Hermit. Look at that lantern. The Wheel of Fortune. And this looks like it's drawn someplace, which reminds you a lot of kind of like my image, my idea, my concept, which isn't based on anything really of traditional like voodoo in the context of Haiti. Like, they're drawing stuff on the ground and, I don't know though. Is that Justice, number 11? And in this deck, Justice is 11 and Strength was 8. The Hanged Man. Death. I like that Death. Temperance. You see her wings? I just really like the artwork. Look at the Devil. The Tower. Now the person who put this together is a photographer, so I like how they used, like this is like a photographer's type trick or thing to do. Like with this, the people are clear, kind of, the fuzzy background and the clear people or whatever. But I like the Tower. The Star. In this moon, I think might be one of my favorite moons. I'm a Cancer, but I generally am not like a lover of the moon in tarot decks, but I really, really like this moon. The Sun. Ain't the baby cute? It's a cutie patootie. Judgment. And the World. I really like this World. It seems very traditional, but not traditional at the same time. And then we're moving on to the Suit of Brooms. I know that the last time I did it, I think I did all of the aces, all of the twos, all of the threes. This time we're doing suits. So we're starting with passion, with brooms, the Ace of Brooms, the Two of Brooms. Again, very traditional imagery with the globe and the two brooms or wands. The Three of Brooms. Traditional imagery again, Four of Brooms. The Five of Brooms. The Six of Brooms. Look at the horse. I love how they created that horse. Look at the sky. It's just a really interesting, beautiful deck. And I like his face. He really looked like he going through it. And then this one is really interesting because which way is up? Is it a reversal or not? And as long as I've had this deck, which is probably a little more than a year, I just noticed that today. And 8 is the Nine of Brooms. And the 10 of Brooms. Look at how that photograph is taken and his leg and the color and the contrast and the brooms spread out. That's a beautiful shot. The Page of Brooms. And the Knight of Brooms. I like how the font like the font, you know, artistically the font works with the artwork. Like the artwork goes throughout the font. And oh, in the major arcana, we didn't talk about it explicitly, but I don't love Roman numerals, but I like their Roman numerals because of they were beautiful. Who is that? The King of Brooms? Yeah, look at him. The Ace of Cups. Again, I like that water and the cup, how the water is fuzzy and the cup is clear. Two of Cups. Three of Cups, again, very traditional imagery. Four of Cups, very traditional imagery. Five of Cups, very traditional imagery. Look at the cute little girl on the Six of Cups. Oh, Poodle. She's so cute. Seven of Cups, very traditional imagery. But look at that shadow. Look how that person is in. Oh, I like that. That's really interesting. Because it's not really a shadow, but it is. I don't know if you can. But anyway, it's just interesting. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. I love that. It probably looked like a t-shirt on his head, but I love that on his head. 10 of Cups, very traditional imagery, but then, of course, not exactly traditional. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Oh, do all of the I wonder if all of the royalty have on this same cloth. Queen of Cups. Because it seemed like I remember this cloth in like the Empress or the Emperor or something. So I don't know. I have to look at that. King of Cups. And now we're getting into thoughts. Y'all, you may or may not know, but for whatever reason, I do not know why, but swords are my favorite suit. They call it machete in this deck. Ace of machetes or machete. Two of swords, two of machetes. Look at this, three of machetes. Oh, is it upside down? I think I have it upside down. I like the combination of the drawing. I like it. I like it a lot. Four of Swords, fragile. Traditional imagery. Mm-hmm. And the Eight of Swords, Eight of Machetes. I really like that. I really like that. That's a nice piece to me. I wouldn't want it on my wall, but I really, really appreciate the artistry. Like, I really enjoy it every time I see it. And then the Nine of Swords, very traditional imagery. 10 of Swords, very traditional imagery. But look at that, like the composition of this. It's fabulous. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We loves it. And then the Page of Machetes. Some people say machete, some people say machete. But I don't know how the French pronunciation is. Moches. I don't know. Machete. I say machete. And then the Knight of Machetes. All of the knights, I want, like, if you look at all the knights together, I like how they've conveyed movement with the knights. And then the Queen of Machetes, there is that cloth again. So I guess it's probably all of the royalty. The King of Machetes. And now we're on to Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. Isn't that an like the composition of that? Isn't that interesting? The colors. Ooh. Very traditional imagery. Two of Pentacles, two of Coins, three of Coins. When I saw it immediately, I'm like, the Three of Coins, but then I was like, is it the Three of Coins? And I looked in the book and they had an image and I'm like, yep, it's the Three of Coins. Four of Coins, very traditional imagery. Same for the 5 of coins and the 6 of coins and the 7. Look at his look of satisfaction on that. And then the hard working 8 of, he producing, he getting it done, he getting it out. 9 of coins, Pentacles, and a 10, and the Page. And we talked about the movement with the Knights. We see this Knight of Pentacles on a motorcycle, movement, progress. Queen of Pentacles. And then we finish off the deck with the King of Pentacles. So that's the voodoo the Ghetto tarot. And I love this deck. So what's your favorite deck? What do you think of the Ghetto tarot? I'm not gonna promote it. This was not an inexpensive deck. I think it was anywhere from like $40 to $100. I didn't purchase it for myself, but I think when I had been looking at it and when I've looked at it since, I don't think it's an inexpensive deck. But that's all. And I think while I'm set up, I'm gonna do a lip bar video, because I did a haul and I got another assortment of items from the lip bar, and I really like the lip bar. But Herbal Tarot. Hey, Astarte. How are you? Long time no see. The way this thing is laid out, I can see I'm a tarot years, my Herbal Tarot. I can't really read it good. I apologize for that. But it's good to see you. Life is good. So anyway, that's what I got. I'm just rambling now. Dang, it was 2 minutes and 22 seconds. I study numerology too. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off. But thank you for your comments. Again, thank you for saying hello, joining me live. Good to see you also. Yeah, it says he to see you also. I don't know. It's weird the way this system is laid out. But thank you for coming in and sharing any thoughts and ideas and concepts. Today is the best day ever, and you are the greatest. Be you, be fabulous, you. I lost my phone, so I don't have my recorded music. But be you, be fabulous, you. Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Who we gonna be if we ain't we? Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Be you. Be fabulous, you. Peace.